a very warm welcome to Game On. I'm Meha Bhardwaj, and what a game we witnessed last night. 40 overs, 523 runs, 38 sixes. There were records broken and there was some brilliant six hitting. We'll talk about that game, but let's first set up tonight's game for you. There have been 8 matches played in IPL 2024 and every match has been won by the home team. Will that trend continue tonight as Rajasthan Royals take on Delhi Capitals at the Sawai Mansingh Stadium in Jaipur? Rajasthan won their season opener against the Lucknow Super Giants by 20 runs after some smart death bowling by Sharma, whereas Delhi Capitals, who were a bowler short, lost to Punjab Kings by 4 wickets in their first game in Mullanpur. Delhi camp will need to look into their impact player strategy after they went in with 4 overseas batters and then had to send Abhishek in as the impact player, which left them a bowler short. So today, it's the fight between Sanju Samson's boys and Rishabh Pant's Delhi Capitals. Who's going to be on top of this one? That's not the only problem, though, Delhi have. The fact that they weren't sure of their strategy, their bowling left much to be desired, especially after all-rounder Mitchell Marsh went for 13 runs in an over, 13 runs and over. And Khalil Ahmed did pick up 2 wickets, but he also went for 43 in his 4 overs. So they both were very expensive. Add to that, Ishant Sharma, he got injured during the match, which made matters worse for Delhi, and they'd be hoping that the services of Heinrich Nokia is available for them, who's arrived in India. He's trained with the team for the last 2 days, and Delhi will want to slot him in. It was a smooth return for Capitals captain Rishabh Pant, who may not have got a big score in the last match but seemed comfortable in the middle. For a cricketer who'd been out of action for 14 months, Pant had no problem while keeping or batting in the first game. And even in the training session before the game against Rajasthan Royals, he was seen practicing his range hitting with young teammate Jake Fraser McGurk in the nets, which shows how far he's come since that horrible accident. The one problem that Delhi will want to address is their middle order. Capitals' middle order could not capitalize on the start they were given in the last game against a brilliant Rajasthan attack. Now they will be put under pressure. Rajasthan Royals may have won the season opener at home, but in Jaipur, which was once considered a fortress for the Royals, they won just one of their 5 matches last year. Sanju Samson and his Pink Army will want to change that this time around. Royals have an extremely strong core, and if Yashasvi Jaiswal and Jos Buttler get going at the top, Delhi will have their task cut out. Royals captain Sanju Samson, he hit his 5th straight 50-plus score in the season opener against LSG, but if he wants Royals to go all the way, he needs to play more such innings for his team instead of tailing away as the tournament goes on. In a new role at number 4, Riyan Parag showed the potential he has with a 29-ball 43, and the Royals will be hoping that the Assam batter is set for a big campaign. RR also have the lethal Trent Boult, who has a knack of picking up wickets in the power play. And with Delhi hugely dependent on their openers David Warner and Mitchell Marsh, there is an exciting battle on the cards between the Kiwi left-armer and the Aussie World Cup winning duo. Since 2022, Boult has picked 22 wickets in the power plays, which is the second highest behind Mohammad Shami, so expect him to trouble the DC openers. Let's take a look at their head-to-head as well. Both teams have played 36 matches so far in the 17 seasons of the IPL, and it is Rajasthan who have the clear edge over Delhi Capitals. The Royals have won 21 times, while the Capitals have 15 wins to their name. Last year, both teams faced once during the group stage, and it was Rajasthan who came out on top. It was a night for IPL spectators to just sit back and say, what did I just watch? Yes, more than 500 runs were scored, and there were a total of 38 sixes hit in Hyderabad last night as Sunrisers Hyderabad defeated Mumbai Indians by 31 runs in a cracking contest in which records stumbled. SRH's innings on the flattest deck seen so far in IPL 2024 set a new mark for the highest total in a T20 match ever. a record 277 for the loss of just 3 wickets. After which MI made a fist of it to make 246 in their 20 overs. These 2 innings combined made it 523 runs in a match which surpassed the previous highest aggregate of 517 set by South Africa and West Indies in 2023. The match finished with 38 sixes, another record for the most in a T20 game. So how did all this happen? Well, Hardik Pandya's poor run as MI's new captain began when he opted to field on a flat pitch and saw SRH's batters make merry. Travis Head, in his first match of the season, started the onslaught by smacking 62 runs from just 24 balls, while Abhishek Sharma hit 63 off 23. At the end of the power play, Sunrisers Hyderabad had 81 runs on the board for the loss of Mayank Agarwal, and in the 7th over, Abhishek hit Piyush Chawla for 3 sixes. No bowler, bar the magnificent Jasprit Bumrah, was spared, and in particular, it was a harsh welcome to the IPL for a teenager South African pace bowler Quena Mafaka, whose first 2 overs went for 28 as Head did not allow him to settle. Mafaka ended with bruising figures of none for 66 from his 4 overs, with Heinrich Klaasen smashing an unbeaten 80 off 34 balls, including 7 sixes and 4 fours. Former SRH captain Aiden Markram was the most sedate of the batters with 42 not out at a strike rate of 150 as the hosts surpassed the previous IPL best of 263 for 5, and which was set in fact by RCB against Pune Warriors in 2013. Set a record target to win of 278. MI openers Rohit Sharma and Ishan Kishan began at a frenetic pace, hitting the first 19 balls off the chase for 56 runs. Despite the dismissal of Kishan, who fell in the first over of spin from Shahbaz Ahmed, and Rohit to the 3rd ball from SRH skipper Pat Cummins, who cut the batter with a clever slower bouncer, Mumbai reached 150 in the 10th over. However, the asking rate got to each batter who came to the crease, with all 5 wickets being caught out in the deep in an attempt to overcome the huge asking rate. Cummins added a 2nd wicket, that of the innings top scorer, Tilak Varma, for 64 of 34 deliveries, which effectively snuffed out the chase, with Mumbai left on 182 for 4 in the 15th over. The Australian globe-trotting T20 freelancer Tim David smacked 3 sixes in his unbeaten 22, which saw MI finish 31 runs shy of their target. The game at the Jaipur Stadium in Hyderabad between these 2 teams belonged to the batters, which saw Sunrisers posting the highest total, like I said, in the history of the IPL, and were survived a brilliant chase by Mumbai Indians, who scored 246 for 5 but still lost by 31 runs. Can you just imagine? There were so many records that were broken last night. Let's take a look at some of them. It was the highest team total. $277 for 3 in their 20 overs, which is the highest team total in IPL history. They broke the previous record of 263 for 5 set by Royal Challengers Bangalore back in 2013. This is the 4th highest total in all T20s. Highest score at halfway mark. Sunrisers were 148 for 2 after their 10 overs, which is now the most by any team in this stage in IPL. Incidentally, they overtook the previous tally of 131 for 3 set by Mumbai Indians in 2021 against them. Most sixes in an IPL. The total number of sixes hit in this match was 38, which is the most by a team in which one team, which is Sunrisers Hyderabad, collected 18 sixes in their innings, while Mumbai Indians bettered that by hitting 20 sixes in their chase. It's also most runs in a T20 match. MI made 246 for 5 in their chase of 278, which totals to 523 runs in 40 overs, which is the highest in T20 history. It was also Sunrisers Hyderabad's best power play score, 81 for fun in 6 overs, the highest total in power play. Their previous best was 79 for no loss against KKR in Hyderabad. It was the fastest 50 by a Sunrisers batter, Abhishek Sharma's 16-ball half-century is the quickest for an SRH batter in IPL history. He broke the record set by Travis Head minutes before in the innings when he took 18 balls to reach the milestone. While the season is just 2 matches old for Mumbai Indians, this much is evident that all is not well within the setup. Having started the tournament with a depleted bowling attack and the non-availability of their best batter in Suryakumar Yadav, the 5-time IPL winners have been beset by bowling woes as evident by last night's match. Only Jasprit Bumrah has kept his head above choppy waters, conceding runs at just 6.25 per over, while his bowling teammates have all gone at 10.5 and higher. But Hardik Pandya's use of his strike bowlers has raised eyebrows. In the loss to Gujarat Titans, Pandya bowled his spearhead for just 1 over in the power play. And in Hyderabad last night, Bumrah was used for the 4th, 13th, 15th and the 19th over. Now perhaps the thinking was to keep the bulk of Bumrah's overs for when Heinrich Klaasen came to the crease. But did Hardik Pandya miss a trick by not using Bumrah more up front? His first over, the 4th of the SRH innings, only went for 5 runs, while the rest, which included skipper Pandya, the debutant teenager Mafaka Gerald Kudzia, conceded 76 runs in the 5 power play overs. Perhaps had Pandya bowled Bumrah earlier and for more than 1 over inside the first 6, MI would have been successful in getting another wicket. This is what Heinrich Klaasen also said, that they missed a trick. Secondly, Pandya's response to the onslaught from SRH batters was to keep shuffling fielders and bowlers, but it looked more out of desperation than any clinical thinking. After the loss, Pandya accepted that it was a bad day out for Mumbai Indians and then went on to say that this team had a young bowling attack, which also raised eyebrows. Since barring the 17-year-old under-19 World Cup bowler Mafaka, whose 66 runs made it the most expensive bowling spell from a debutant in IPL history, the IPL bowling lineup had plenty of experience. Chawla is 35 and stands as the 3rd most successful bowler in IPL history with 181 wickets. Bumrah is a world-class bowler. Pandya has a lot of experience, which is one reason he's been made the MI skipper. Kudzia might be 23 but has significant experience, including setting the record for most wickets by a South African at a single edition of the ODI World Cup. And then there was Shams Mulani. He's 27 with 7 seasons of domestic cricket to his credit. Now, while MI have never been strong starters in the IPL, there seems to be plenty in how Pandya has conducted himself on the field in 2 matches to suggest that he has more on his hands than he may have bargained for. From one captain to another, coming off a terrific year in which he captained Australia to the World Test Championship title and World Cup glory, Pat Cummins found himself with a record pay deal at last December's player auction. SRH forked out a whopping 20.50 crore rupees to buy the Australian skipper, and then before the season started, they unveiled Cummins as the skipper, despite him having next to no captaincy experience in T20 cricket. Cummins' underwhelming bowling record in the IPL before this year, during which he had played a total of 41 games between 2014 and 2023 for 45 wickets at an economy of 8.50, also did not prop up the impression of a serious wicket taker. But so far, Cummins has done decently well to pocket 3 wickets in 2 matches at an economy rate of 8.34. And on a flat track in Hyderabad, his 2 wickets of Rohit Sharma and Tilak Varma were arguably the biggest on the night. Rohit had teed off in a strong manner as MI raced out of the blocks, but Cummins put a man back on the ropes for the mistimed hook shot and duped Rohit into just that shot. A superb slow off-cutter from Cummins did the job as Rohit mistimed the hook and was well taken by Abhishek Sharma running in from deep backward square leg. Cummins bowled himself for the 8th over of Mumbai's chase, promptly cut the wicket of Rohit and then took himself out of the attack after his 2nd over went for 17 runs as he soon came back to bowl the 15th over. The Sunrisers Hyderabad skipper got rid of Tilak Varma for 64, and Tilak Varma was looking good by then. The delivery with which he got rid of Tilak Verma was a clever one. Another slower bouncer, accounting for a set left-hander who was forced into reaching outside off stump to try and hit it for a 6, but ended up giving a catch to deep mid-wicket. Cummins did not concede a single boundary in his last 12 deliveries and finished with excellent figures of 2 for 35 in 4 overs out of an innings of 246. So good signs for Sunrisers Hyderabad that their millionaire purchase has kept his wits about him as skipper and bowler in what has been a high-scoring IPL so far. With that, we're going to slip into a short break. When we return, we're going to talk about the man of the match from last night, Abhishek Sharma. Stay with us.
Building a business in India is an adventure sport. And if you're a woman founder, then it's double the challenge.
I come from a very orthodox Marwari business family where girls don't normally work for other people.
When I started out, pet care was not really an industry.
I come from a family of entrepreneurs, so starting something on my own was a no-brainer.
I started the company as a marketplace for people to go and book private jets.
It has taken many, many years and trying.
As a woman founder, I would say take small steps.
It's been about building a brand and a category from scratch.
Believe in the idea that diversity builds better businesses.
We can't leave women behind all over again.
Welcome back. Now, it was while it was Travis Head who started Sunrisers Hyderabad's batting spree last evening in Hyderabad, plenty of credit goes to Abhishek Sharma. Finding himself at the crease at the fall of Mayank Agarwal in the 5th over, Abhishek struck his second ball that he faced for a 6 and decided that it was his night. He next targeted Piyush Chawla, who conceded 21 runs in his first over, with Abhishek sizing him up for 3 sixes as Sunrisers Hyderabad ended the 7th over on 102 for 1. The next to suffer, the left-hander's might was Mafaka, who conceded 20 runs in his 3rd over, with Abhishek hitting him for a 4 and 2 sixes, the second of which raised his 50 of just 16 balls. A 7th 6 followed as Chawla returned, but that was as good as it got for Abhishek. Looking for another maximum, he was caught in the deep for a whirlwind innings of 63 from just 23 deliveries, a strike rate of nearly 274. This is just the kind of innings Sunrisers Hyderabad needed from him, seeing as Abhishek has been with the franchise for a few years and because of the start that Travis Head had provided. 2 seasons ago, Abhishek scored over 400 runs for Sunrisers Hyderabad before a slump last season. This was the time in which he went up to Brian Lara and asked the West Indian legend, at the time a part of the Sunrisers Hyderabad coaching staff, to send him back up as opener. That level of confidence speaks of Abhishek's drive, and he'd be glad that the management has persisted with him in the top order this season, though for him, yesterday, he came down. He opened in the match against Kolkata Knight Riders, then dropped down to number 3 to accommodate Head's inclusion. But after last evening's display and seeing how poor Mayank Agarwal has been, there is a good case for Sunrisers Hyderabad to bump Abhishek back up to the opener's role. Can you imagine what he and Head could achieve together? Okay, who are some of the biggest 6 hitters you can think of in the IPL? There's Chris Gayle, there's Yuvraj Singh, Andre Russell, Kieron Pollard. Well, add to that the name of Heinrich Klaasen. Klaasen is a 6-hitting beast, and he showed it yet again last night as he powered Sunrisers Hyderabad to the highest ever total of 277 in the history of the IPL by hitting 80 of 34, which included 7 huge sixes and 4 fours. On what was a magical night for Sunrisers Hyderabad, and I've been talking about it for a while, the 32-year-old had almost, in fact, taken the first game away from the grasp of Kolkata Knight Riders as he bludgeoned 8 sixes to score 63 off 29 balls, taking Sunrisers Hyderabad to 204, but they lost that game by 4 runs. In the match last night against Mumbai Indians, he made sure the total was out of Mumbai Indians' reach as he walked in the 12th over, and by the time he was done, Hardik Pandya's Mumbai were left with a humongous target of 278. Hardik brought in Shams Mulani to bowl to Klaasen, and he launched Mulani for a 6 off the second ball that he faced. One must also give credit to how Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head had set up the game for Klaasen to come in and finish after an 81-run power play in 100 in the 7th over. The South African batter had the perfect platform to launch an assault, and that's what he did against the Mumbai attack, including a maximum of Jasprit Bumrah's bouncer. With that 80, Klaasen now has become the leading run scorer in this IPL. He's got the orange cap with 143 runs. His T20 strike rate since 2023, the start of last year, is 193. And we've already seen 2 jaw-dropping innings in 2 games from Heinrich Klaasen. He looks like the player who can not only top the run-getters chart, but he's also that one player opposition will look out for and make plans quickly to make sure that he doesn't destroy their ambitions. Okay, now what were the fans' reaction to what happened in Hyderabad last night? Let's listen to some of those spectators from outside the stadium.
Zabardast, world class, highest runs. It's a very superb match. I mean, today was a high scoring match, and it is the highest score by any team in the history of IPL. So I'm glad that I witnessed today in the stadium. And being a loyal SRH fan, it was a high moment for me. So it's a good match for me. As of now, Heinrich Klaasen is my best player.
I was supporting SRH and I came. SRH has played a really good game. MI has tried. The game was really close.
It was a nice match and both the teams played well. And in SRH team, Klaasen and Markram made a good partnership and they hit many sixes.
The match was really good. I think at the end of the day, cricket and the audience has really enjoyed the game.
Fresh off their success for India and Mumbai, the Khan brothers took some time out to visit their village in Azamgarh in Uttar Pradesh. Both Sarfaraz and Mushir were accompanied by their father Naushad Khan. They visited their village. In fact, they were welcomed by the villagers there with bouquets and garlands. Sarfaraz's long wait for an India cap finally got over in India's 5-test home series with England. Just before the Indian Premier League, he impressed one and all, scoring 200 runs with 350s in 5 innings in his debut series. Younger sibling Mushir Khan, he's displayed immense potential in his first-class debut for Mumbai this year. He has an aggregate of 529 runs from 10 innings, which includes an unbeaten double hundred. Father Naushad Khan, you can see him sitting there with his kids. He's their cricket coach. He spoke about his philosophy and the career of the two sons.
बचपन से इन लोगों ने बहुत मेहनत की है और मैं यही कहना चाहूँगा कि हर आदमी को अपने मेहनत का फल मिलता है. पॉजिटिव सोचना चाहिए उसको और हमेशा अपने कार्य के ऊपर ध्यान देना चाहिए. सुबह शाम का टाइम टेबल बनाना चाहिए और ये है कि कभी भी हार नहीं मानना है, आपको हिम्मत नहीं हारना है. थोड़ा समय लगता है, किसी को जल्दी मिलता है, किसी को लेट मिलता है, लेकिन ये कि सरफराज ने बचपन से मेहनत की, मुशीर ने मेहनत की, उसी तरीके से हर बच्चा मेहनत करेगा तो एक दिन वो भी मंजिल पे पहुंचेगा. परिवार का सपोर्ट चाहिए, गांव वालों का सपोर्ट चाहिए, शहर के जो क्या बोलते संस्था है उन सबका सपोर्ट चाहिए. इसमें हर एक की ज़रूरत होती है क्योंकि फैसिलिटी तो चाहिए होती है ना. अगर प्रैक्टिस अकेले तो आदमी नहीं कर सकता है, सबका साथ चाहिए तब जाके विकास होता है. तो इनके लिए भी जो घर का सपोर्ट मिला है, जो हमारी मुंबई क्रिकेट एसोसिएशन ने जो इनको संभाला है, ये सब ने मुंबई क्रिकेट ने बहुत किया है क्योंकि हमारे इधर का जो कल्चर है मुंबई का वो टॉप क्लास का है. वहाँ की फैसिलिटी बहुत अच्छी है क्योंकि वहाँ पर क्या होता है कि आपको 3 दिन के 2 दिन के मैच बहुत ज़्यादा मिलते हैं, जिसकी वजह से बच्चों को टेस्ट मैच के अंदर वनडे में और T20 में तीनों फॉर्मेट में वो पक्के हो जाते हैं खेल खेल के. तो वहाँ का सिस्टम है, तो इसके लिए वो फैसिलिटी से आगे बढ़े इन लोग. आगे बस वही चाहूँगा कि सुबह 5 बजे उठे, रात के 9 बजे सो जाए अगर कोई काम नहीं है, अगर रमज़ान नहीं है तो. क्योंकि हमारा तो मकसद यही है कि बस जैसा पहले करते आ रहे थे उसी तरीके से टाइम टेबल पे उठे, टाइम टेबल पे सोए, जैसा प्रैक्टिस करे थे वैसी करें. तो बाकी सब सोचना नहीं है क्योंकि अभी तक आपने वही करते हुए यहाँ तक पहुँचे, तो वही काम कंटिन्यू करना है इसमें. नहीं, उनको यही कहूँगा कि मैं कि सपने देखना चाहिए, तो लेकिन सपनों के साथ में वो कलाम साहब ने ये भी कहा है कि सपने वो नहीं जो सोने पर आते हैं, सपने वो होते हैं जो सोने नहीं देते. तो आप आंखें खोलकर सपना देखो और मेहनत करो तो एक ना एक दिन मंजिल जरूर मिलेगी.
So, a trip to their village is not just a vacation for the Khan family. The business of cricket remains on top of their priorities even during Ramzan, and that has brought them to Azamgarh.
ये कि मतलब यहाँ पर आने के बाद अलग खुशी होती है अपने गांव में आने के बाद. और जैसे कि अभी रमज़ान का महीना चालू है तो हम लोग यहाँ पर तैयारी करने आए क्योंकि दिन के टाइम पे उतनी प्रैक्टिस हो नहीं पाती है तो हम रात को करते हैं. यहाँ पर बहुत मेहनत करने के बाद भाई को इंडियन टीम में मौका मिला. बहुत रन बनाने के बाद, कई सालों इंतज़ार करने के बाद, तो उम्मीद यही करूँगा कि भाई वहाँ पर लगे रहें, अपनी जगह को एकदम पक्की कर लें तो मतलब अच्छा है. यही है कि मतलब भाई अभी वहाँ पर खेल रहे हैं, धीरे धीरे उम्मीद करूँगा कि अच्छा खेले, अपना देश का नाम रोशन करें. यही कि जैसा मतलब हमारे अब्बू हमको बोलते हैं कि मेहनत पे ज़्यादा ध्यान देना चाहिए, अपने प्रोसेस पे ज़्यादा ध्यान देना चाहिए, ज़्यादा इधर उधर के बारे में नहीं सोचना चाहिए, अपने ऊपर जितना ध्यान देंगे उतना अच्छा रहेगा. ये कि हाँ, बहुत मेहनत की है अब्बू ने, हमारी पूरी फैमिली ने मिल के हमारे पीछे बहुत मेहनत की है और बहुत सपोर्ट भी दिया है. और जैसे बाहर के जो लोग हैं उन्होंने बहुत सारी मतलब दुआ भी की हमारे लिए. तो ये उम्मीद करता रहूँगा कि हमारे लिए दुआ करें और हम ऐसे खेलते रहें. अभी मैंने अंडर 19 वर्ल्ड कप खेला और रणजी ट्रॉफी भी खेला, उसके अंदर अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस किया था. बस उम्मीद करूँगा खेलता रहूँ, अच्छा नाम रोशन करता रहूँ.
Well, there's nothing better than a story of success in sports, and that's what you see with both Mushir and Sarfaraz. May they play for India, score lots and lots of runs, and are successful. They worked hard for it and they deserve it. That's it then on Game On. Hope you enjoyed this show. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.
You were the chosen one to direct Mr. Bachchan for his first endorsement, for his first appearance on the small screen.
It was a life-changing moment.
Have you been a rebel with a cause?
There was a sense of responsibility, there was a sense of frustration.
Are you worried about cancel culture?
You tell a story with a fierce psychosis, you're gonna spoil it anyway.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
You name a place and there is a marathon.
Running in the snow is a much more tougher thing than running just in the ocean.
Everything is very different from the plains marathon.
जहाँ से मेरे को लगा था कि it would be a piece of cake, इसके लिए बहुत मेहनत करनी.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is...
Luxury is now becoming a need rather than something that you aspire to be. So that is adding a lot of fuel. Obviously, government has played a vital role in it.
In a city like Mumbai, a luxury home may be something upwards of rupees 10 crores. In city like Delhi, again maybe something upwards of 8-9 crores. But in Bangalore, we typically define a luxury home, anything which is upwards of about 3 crores.
It's a combination of increased wealth, availability.
News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
40 countries, 1,000 multilingual bookstalls, 1.25 lakh people. One destination, the New Delhi World Book Fair 2024.
So it's a great honour to be here. Thank you to the National Book Trust and those that have embraced us over recent days.
I was at the London Book Fair once and I had not participated here, but this fair is an ocean and it's beautiful.
This should be your annual spring picnic.
Through the power of knowledge, we are going to create responsible citizens, global citizens with global skills and also global responsibility.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
India's ever-evolving urban landscape is witnessing a new revolution.
and this one comes on 4 wheels.
The affluence has been growing. Cars are becoming more a reflection of what you are.
Nobody's talking about hatchbacks. Now what next? The next is the SUV.
The contribution of SUVs is close to 55-60% of the automobile sales these days.
Is that even manufacturers like to sell SUVs?
So, how did a nation obsessed with fuel economy come to love heavy gas guzzling sports utility vehicles? Let's look at how India fell in love with the SUV.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
So you've tuned into the right place. Yes, your favorite technology show, The Tech Talk. And we have this time an amazing lineup of gadgets. So let's get started. This is your host, Shruti Sharma. First up, Realme's Narzo 70 Pro 5G is the launch of the month, and this one delivers impressive features at a competitive price point with fast charging and an appealing design. It's a mid-range segment smartphone offering 5G capability. This has a USP of a low light photography and for the first time, a different design in the Narzo series. We give you the first look of the Realme's Narzo 70 Pro 5G smartphone. This is the Realme Narzo 70 Pro 5G smartphone that's been launched in India, and as you can see, it's a different design altogether with the matte and the glossy finish at the back, and a new camera module that's been given, and this is how the display looks. Well, what are the other specs of this smartphone and what are the other details we'll tell you about in this video. Let's get started. This is the Realme Narzo 70 Pro 5G, launched in India. Yes, this looks a very promising smartphone in terms of design. You can see, like we told you, it has a glass back and a finish of matte and glossy. This is the first time Narzo series has this kind of different design. It packs 6.7-inch Full HD plus 120Hz AMOLED screen with up to 2000 nits peak brightness, and also has rainwater smart touch technology, which means that even if your fingers are wet, you can still operate the screen. The phone is powered by MediaTek Dimensity 7050 chipset, and it packs 8GB of RAM with up to 8GB of RAM expansion. Talking about the cameras, well, it has 50-megapixel Sony IMX890 sensor with OIS. It comes with 8-megapixel of ultra-wide camera and 2-megapixel of macro camera. So the USP of the Realme Narzo 70 Pro 5G is also the low light photography. Let's just give you a real-time test of the smartphone's low light photography. Come.